Every Minecraft player thinks they know glass. But in real life, making glass takes 24 hours of slow cooling, or it explodes into deadly shards. So how is this glass wall even possible? I'm about to show you why this simple block breaks every rule of physics. Welcome back to the Minecraft classroom. Let's start with the basics and see what's really going on here. In Minecraft, we start with sand, just like real glass makers have for thousands of years. But here's the first problem. Real glass factories heat sand to 2,900 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to melt copper. Now let's see what we're working with. Real glass making is a complex recipe. You need silica sand, limestone to lower the melting point, and soda ash to make it workable. Industrial furnaces burn natural gas or oil at precise temperatures. The process takes hours of careful heating, stirring, and monitoring. All we have is sand, and that's it. Let's see what happens when we put this to the test. Watch this transformation. Our furnace already has coal, no natural gas, no precise temperature control. Just add heat, wait, and boom, we get perfect glass. We just used coal and heat alone. But here's the most dangerous part. Real glass needs 24 hours of controlled cooling in special ovens called layers. If it cools too fast, thermal shock creates invisible stress fractures that make it explode without warning. We went from raw sand to finished, stress-free glass in seconds. Look at this. Same material, completely different molecular structure. That should be impossible. Now things get really weird. For 4,000 years, humans could only make green or brown glass because of iron impurities in their sand. Look at this clear glass. Ancient glass makers had no way to remove these impurities. Perfect transparency like this was impossible. Now watch this. Green glass like this required specific sand from certain regions. Blue glass needed expensive cobalt imported from distant mines. And red glass required actual gold particles. Each of these colors represents technological breakthroughs that took civilizations centuries to perfect through trade routes spanning continents. We just created what ancient Romans would consider pure magic using nothing but flower dyes. The fact that we can make all of this instantly would have changed entire economies. Medieval cathedrals used stained glass to tell stories to people who couldn't read. Each color had deep meaning. Blue for heaven, red for sacrifice, green for eternal life. Watch as we dive down and start building something that would have amazed medieval architects. We're using glass as the front wall and ceiling, creating a transparent sanctuary beneath the water. This is like building the ultimate stained glass window, except we're going to be inside the story. Now we need to clear the water out. One sponge block does what would have taken medieval builders complex pumping systems and months of work. Look at this. We can walk around inside our glass sanctuary, completely dry underwater. The glass ceiling and walls let us see the water around us from every angle, like being inside a crystal palace. It would have took medieval architects months to plan and years to build, but we just created it in under a minute. Here's where Minecraft gets scientifically impossible. In real life, broken glass can't be unbroken. The molecular structure is destroyed. But watch this. We just reversed entropy itself. That's like unscrambling an egg. We're going to transform this ordinary village house into something that showcases everything we've learned. Watch as we add glass blocks here. Each one represents sand heated to 2,900 degrees and instantly cooled without shattering. Now we're adding glass panes. These thin sheets would be even more fragile in real life, requiring perfect temperature control. Look how we can place them instantly without any risk of thermal shock. We're creating windows that medieval glassmakers could only dream of. Large, clear, and perfectly fitted. Each pane we add would have taken ancient craftsmen weeks to create and cost a fortune. But we're installing them as easily as placing wooden planks. The transparency is flawless, the structural integrity is perfect, and we did it all in minutes. Real glass scientists spend decades mastering what we just demonstrated accidentally. This transformed house shows just how impossible Minecraft glass really is. Here's your challenge. If glass needs 24 hours to cool safely, why doesn't our instant glass explode? And what would happen if you could really make colored glass with just flowers? Drop your theories in the comments, and next Friday we're investigating why Minecraft wool breaks 10,000 years of science. That mystery makes instant glass look normal. Thanks for watching. And remember, the impossible is just science we don't understand yet. See you next time.